Welcome back, painting friends. Today we're going to do a watercolor inspirational landscape. When I turn my acrylic paints into watercolor, I don't need a lot of paint. So I have pink, yellow, orange, white, green. I've got a dark purple and a light purple. And again, these are just really small dabs because I'm going to turn it into watercolor. Today I'll probably just use my number 6 round brush and my number 10 round brush. But I always have my number 1 and my 1-inch flat brush ready to go in case I need them. A cup of water for keeping your brushes clean, and a rag. And I'm going to have a clean cup of water to mix my paints with, and then an extra one to wash my brushes out with. So anytime I use watercolor with acrylic paints, I like to make sure that I can add quite a bit of water to the paint so that it makes more like a watercolor texture to it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take that big brush and I'm going to just put some water in some horizontal lines on my canvas. And I'm just using an 11 by 14 canvas panel. And this is going to be the sky for our picture. So I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way down. And then I'm going to start to go in with some yellow. Look at this. It's so cold in the studio. My water just froze up. Like it literally just turned into ice chunks. Because it's winter here, which is probably why I want to paint a happy spring field of flowers. Okay, we're going to make it work. I'm going to add some water to my orange. Do you see how that instantly kind of liquefies? And then I could just start to put this on here. And the beautiful thing about the water already being on the canvas is it kind of spreads on its own. So I'm going to make some orange, yellow, and pink lines on my canvas with my frozen water. And I'm going to let these colors just kind of mix and play together. Now I can put watercolor in these areas that don't have water on them. That's totally fine. It just won't blend and move on its own. I'm going to use mostly yellow and orange, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that pink. Now I am going to leave these white spaces behind. I think it kind of speaks to me as some clouds in the sky or just like another layer of color. So there's my sky. When I move down into my grass, I'm going to do essentially the same thing. Actually, I'm going to change one thing real quick. I'm going to make my orange come down a little bit lower because I think I'm going to put a small valley of green. There we go. So when I go down and I use my green at my base, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do curved line, kind of like a smiley face, a curved line of water first to start. Again, I'm going to leave some open spaces so that it reads a little bit more like a watercolor than an acrylic. And so that my picture makes you think, wonder what's going on there. Is it like a light patch? Is there some white flowers? I'm not going to go all the way up to the orange because I don't want my orange and green to mix and play. And then when I go to take my green, I'm going to make an area that is just that liquidy green color. But I'm also going to make another area on the opposite side. And I'm going to add some yellow to it. So I'm going to have 2 different greens to play with. Got my green color, and then I'm going to grab some of this yellow and make a really nice bright green. And same thing as the sky, I can start to just drop these colors on. They're just going to kind of play and move on their own. My lighter green I'm going to keep at the top of my water line, and then my darker green I can kind of put in towards the bottom. And then with that brush, I'm going to take a little bit more pigmented green, so less water, more acrylic paint. And I'm going to put it right here along the bottom edge. Maybe even along some of these lower areas, just to add a little bit of variation in color. I think I'm even going to wash that brush off and grab some of the straight yellow and really make some of those tops defined. Oh yeah, love, love, love that. Okay, let's let this dry. When we come back, we are going to add in our flowers, our words, and those birds in the sky. Look at how beautiful that dried. Now, the great thing about watercolor is that you can actually layer your colors. So if you want a little bit more of like a defined yellow, you just put it right on top of the dried paint and you get a more defined yellow. And so you can even make it the little bit liquidy, or you can keep it a little bit thick, but you could just add it right on top every time it dries. So have fun with layering. If you want yours to be a little more aggressive with the colors, now is your time to do that. I think I'm going to add a little bit of highlight and a little bit of low light as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our flowers. I'm going to use my number 6 round brush for my flowers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this dark purple. I'm going to water it down just a little bit because I do still want it to be nice and dark purple. And I'm just going to make a couple of really tall, long shoots that kind of go up any place that I want on my canvas. That some can be pretty tall. If you want to keep others shorter, that's fine as well. But step number 1 is just making a couple of really long, kind of unruly lines. Now, to get a super skinny line like that, I'm just letting the very tip of my bristles touch. If you push down too hard, you are going to get a thick, thick line. So practice on paper ahead of time. You don't need it to be crazy. I'm then going to wash that brush off, and I'm going to get a little bit more of a thin coat of paint. And this time I'm going to make some like grasses behind it. So I'm going to set this down and make a fatter line. And I can use both my light purple and my dark purple to do this. I am taking these lines all the way off the page. They're just going to kind of fill in the bottom space of the picture. All right, so for my flowers, I'm going to go in with this dark purple, and I'm just going to make little spots kind of going down, moving my brush as I'm kind of dabbing along the edge. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that light purple and drop some light purple spots on there. And then even a little bit of white. And I'm going to do that with all of these. I could do that in pink or purple. So I could have kind of a mix of these colors. I can even mix my colors. I could do pink and purple. So have fun with this. Just take your little number 6 round brush, take some of that paint, just kind of drop it on along as you're bouncing down that stem. You can use that darker purple as like a little low light and throw some of that white in there as a small highlight. Once your flowers are done, then it's time to find your trusty Sharpie. I keep several Sharpies at my studio desk, so you're going to want to find a Sharpie. I find writing words on watercolors really hard with a paintbrush, especially if you want them to be kind of dainty. So Sharpie it is. I'm actually going to make my birds with a Sharpie also. So for my birds, there's a couple different ways you can make these little guys. You can make them just like a V shape, okay? Very successful bird. But you can also make them have like an M shape to them. But to take these and really make them more interesting, if you just add a small point to the top of that V and kind of bring it in, then it looks like there's an actual body in it. So all it is a small point, and then you have a beautiful bird shape that took you no time at all. So I like to do things in odd numbers, so I am going to add another bird. Now, as my birds go down my canvas, I am going to make them a little bit smaller, which means my triangle is going to be a little bit smaller. So now I've got my birds on there. The next thing you're going to need to think about is what you want your phrase to say or your quote to say. I always come up with ideas ahead of time when it comes to words. You can choose any quote you want. You don't have to use the one that I'm going to choose. Every day begins again. Light always finds a way. Hope rises. Still the sun rises. I hope you feel beautiful, grateful, and blessed, and every day is a gift. I also write my words out ahead of time because when I am painting, I think of it as art, not as words, so I often misspell things. So I have to write it out ahead of time. I think I'm going to write every day begins again. And when I write things like this, I don't want them all to be the same kind of font. So I might do every day and then begins in cursive and again. There you have it. Every day begins again. And that's true. It does happen. So when you finish yours and you have your words on there, everything's done, it is time for you to find a color that's going to show up on your canvas and sign your name. I always put my initials in the bottom right corner. Now, I never get to see what you're painting at home unless you take a picture of it and you post it on my Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you are kept up to date on all of my tutorials. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.